It was just a regular night. My boyfriend of 3 months and I were out to dinner. He loved cooking and was a food snob. My mother rarely cooked while I was growing up, so we'd eaten at a lot of restaurants. My boyfriend ordered a steak salad, and I got soup and a sandwich. We had a great dinner together. We went back to my place, a tiny 2-bedroom, 2-bath, to watch a movie. "Pick something," he told me, and I picked up the remote and scrolled through Netflix and settled on an episode of The Office. "I don't feel so hot," he said when we were about 10 minutes into the episode. He stood up and went into the bathroom next to my living room. I paused the show to wait for him. And then I heard it. All of it. My boyfriend was having explosive diarrhea, not even 10 feet from where I was sitting. There was another bathroom he could have chosen, but he was in the one right next to where I was sitting. When a few minutes passed and he was still occupied, I unpaused the show to at least give him some privacy. Then the smell hit me. It was so strong that it was almost violent. I felt the sandwich and soup I'd eaten for dinner rise into my throat, and I swallowed hard. I lit several candles, but instead of masking the smell, the lavender and vanilla mixed with it. I turned on the fan and tried breathing through my mouth. I heard the toilet flush and he came out. He was sweating. "I'm sick," he told me. He sat on the couch, leaning heavily on the arm of it. I told him, "Do you want to go home?" He lived less than a mile from me, so he could have easily driven home to be sick in private. "No," he told me. "If I'm going to die, I'd want it to be here in your arms." I cringed and then tried to play it off like I was just shivering. Now that the bathroom door was open, the smell was overpowering. I tried holding my breath and taking little sips of air in an attempt to stem my queasiness. A few minutes later, he was back in the bathroom. I didn't even pause the show this time, and I turned it up louder to try not to hear everything that was going on in there. The smell compounded. I turned on every fan in my little place and lit a candle in every room. When he left the bathroom after the second time, I pushed a candle and lighter onto him and told him to put it in the bathroom. "Are you sure you don't want to go home?" I asked again. "No, it'll pass soon," he said, looking pale. "It's probably just food poisoning." "Don't you want to be alone?" I asked. He looked at me and said, "I want to be with you. Why would now be any different?" How is he not seeing that I don't want him here? I thought. Is he blind? I thought to myself as I looked at him, if I really loved him, I wouldn't be acting this way. I'd be offering him medicine or water, asking him if he needed anything. I wouldn't keep asking him if he wanted to leave. And then, the next thought hit me hard. I don't love him. I took a deep breath, and the smell that had invaded my entire place seized my body. I had always guessed our relationship would have an expiration date. I just hadn't realized until this moment when that date would be. "Are you okay?" he asked. The irony of the fact that he was asking if I was okay was not lost on me, especially since I hadn't offered him the same kindness. I nodded. "Do you want me to leave?" he asked. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to shout, "Yes, please, get out of my house!" My desire to be nice, to exhibit good manners, overrode me. "No, of course not," I told him. "I'm tired, though. I'm going to get ready for bed." He followed me into the bedroom and laid down on my bed. As I was washing my face, I talked to myself. I knew he was meeting friends the next morning, so he would definitely be gone in the morning. I can make it through the night, I told myself. I laid down and he cuddled up behind me. That's when I realized, with horror, that he smelled. "I'm too hot," I told him, and was so glad when he moved away from me in bed. I pulled the covers up to my face and fell asleep. He woke up before me and I pretended to be asleep. When he leaned down to kiss me, I was reminded again of how he really, really needed to take a shower. "Just get him out of my house," I thought. I was so relieved to hear my front door close. He arrived at my house later that day, as we'd originally had plans. "I'm done," I blurted. "What?" he asked. "I'm done. I don't want to be with you anymore." "What? Is this about last night? I was sick." "It just feels like I woke up from a dream," I told him. I didn't know how else to explain it. "I don't want to be with you anymore." "That's so shitty," he told me. The irony of him using shitty to describe this situation wasn't lost on me either. That's my story. What's your story? True Tales wants to hear it. If you also have any such moment, you can share it in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked my story. Subscribe to this channel to watch more such videos, and press the bell icon for more updates.
Hey friends, my name is Kaya, I'm 26 years old, and my best friend's name is Emma. We are the same age. Emma and I were the best of buddies right from boarding school up to college. We had many friends, but our friendship was really special. We could always count on each other. We used to hang out together. We used to laugh, cry, and had loads of fun together. We used to share everything with each other, and were there for help always. Life was easy and fun with her. Remember, this happens with everyone. Eventually, we completed college. My best friend Emma got a job in a multinational company. I was happy for her. And now, she got busy in her work, but every single day, we used to text and a phone call each other. We were hanging out together practically every week. Although after joining her work, she was giving less time to our friendship every time she had some or the other reasons to not responding. But when this started happening often, I realized she is ignoring me. She used to always want to hang out with me, but suddenly she gets busy. Whenever I used to call her up, she had her excuses ready, like she wanted to focus on her career and all. But I used to see her hanging out with her new friends and other people. I thought, that's okay. She's doing her own thing. Everybody finds new friends at their workplace. But still, I used to text or message her because you can't forget your old friends, right? One day, I messaged her this. "I miss you. Let's go to dinner. There is a new restaurant that serves amazing sushi. I know you love Japanese food." She replied, "Hey Kaya, sorry I have to go out with my mum for groceries." The same evening, I went to the store, thinking I might bump into her. While coming back from the store, I saw Emma on a bike, sitting behind a guy. I hid myself and saw that she was with John, a guy who used to study with us in college. I was devastated. I felt cold and numb. This feeling of being cheated on by your best friend was killing me. How can she? I considered her my everything, and she didn't even care telling me? I decided to confront her. I went to her place and asked her why she was behaving like this. "Hey darling, surprise!" Oh, hey Kaya, what happened? "Well, can I come in?" "Yeah, come in." "Listen, Emma, I think there is something wrong between us. I mean, perhaps I'm overreacting, but I really miss you." "Listen, Kaya, you have no right to invade my privacy, and you don't need to control my life." "What? Don't act innocent. I'm dating John. You know John, right?" Yes. "He told me about you. Who are you to decide if I should date him or not? He just requested you to help him be friends with me, right?" The truth is, I was afraid of losing Emma. I loved Emma so much. As a girl, she wanted more than what I could offer. I just didn't want to lose her. I'd seen this guy, John, with a lot of other girls, and none of them were happy after he left them for his next target. I wished Emma the best in life, and that was the end of our friendship. Life lesson? Friends' life goes on. I realized people are there in your life, not for you, but for themselves. They will be there till they feel their needs are being fulfilled. One day, they will be out of sight and out of mind. If you have such kind of experience, you can share it in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you liked my story, and subscribe to this channel to watch more such videos in the future.
Hey y'all, my name is Sarah, and I am 27 years old. I work as a business analyst in an IT company. At the company's annual conference, I got introduced to Godwin. Yes, I was fascinated by him, but I didn't think about it because he lived in another city, and a long-distance relationship was something that has never worked out for me. Just a few months later, we met again, and this time, we were both selected for the same project and would work in my office for 3 weeks. We both were good at work, and our bonding was going great. We both had an exciting time working together on the same project. After a few days, even before I opened my laptop, he was at my desk. It was then that I first felt that he too was attracted to me. Then we started having coffee together, and also went to dinner after work. Not too long enough, we had gotten infatuated towards each other. We went for a road trip on the weekend, and that's when we got physically attracted. We both ended up falling in love with each other, and we formally started dating one another. My life seemed to be delighted because I had the perfect job and amazing new boyfriend. Even though I knew that he would soon leave for his hometown, but somehow I was convinced we could sustain a long-distance relationship very well. And then, a few days before he was scheduled to fly out, he revealed his biggest truth that he had hidden until now. I became aware that he has been married for 2 years. Although Godwin wasn't happy in his marriage, I was left wrecked and felt completely cheated. How could he hide such a big thing away from me? He being married made me crazy, and I had to end everything with him. His project came to an end and he returned to his hometown. I went back to my usual pattern of working day and night, putting in all my focus on work, as I tried hard to forget all the wonderful moments shared with him. A few days later, he called me. I didn't want to speak to him, but the moment I heard his voice, I could tell he was very drunk. So I didn't disconnect the call. He told me why he hadn't mentioned his marital status. He thought I wouldn't be interested in him if I knew he was married. I have to admit, that was the truth. Honestly, I didn't want to start anything new again with him. He was married. He was another woman's husband, and I was just the other woman. Still, I somehow found a reason to give our relationship another chance. He told me that soon he will give divorce to his wife, and I believed him. I was skeptical, and there are examples of men who have lied about leaving their wives and never did. But I was blinded by my feelings for him, and my love for him was infinite, and I couldn't stop myself going towards him. Now the extramarital affair started. He would lie to his wife about work trips and visit me, and every time he would visit, it was such a special moment. I would never fail to ask him the question of when he would leave his wife. But all he did was to make excuses upon excuses. I didn't want our relationship to be hidden. I hadn't introduced him to my friends or family, and that bothered me so much. Things went on the same way for a year. He kept on with lying to his wife, just come to see and meet me occasionally. Gradually, I started getting used to the habit of staying without him. That when he wasn't around, I would be busy working. It got to the extent that I had almost forgotten that I was in an extramarital relationship with someone. Then, after a few months, I started feeling that it doesn't bother me so much if Godwin is not around. Even when I call him someday, he remains busy and never answers my call. Most of the time, I really needed someone very close to me. He wasn't there at such times. That was the time I met Alan. He had just joined the company where I was working and was interested in me. He wasn't married, so no sooner I started liking him and we started dating. I thought, if he could have a wife, why couldn't I have another boyfriend without telling him? Days passed on and my relationship with Alan was going very smooth. Godwin existence or inexistence didn't bother me so much. because I knew what I wanted. I dumped Godwin and decided to spend my entire life with Alan.
Hi, I'm Chloe, and today I'm going to express the painful truth I've been carrying for so long. It's about me and my younger sister Anna. Anna was born when I was 4 years old. She was really cute, and for me, she was a new mate to play with. I loved her, tickled her, and played with her all the time. As soon as I got home after school, I would sit with Anna and tell her story after story about my entire day. Everything was good back then. As Anna grew up, though, we all started noticing abnormalities in Anna. Yes, during my mom's pregnancy, the gynecologist had informed my parents that Anna would be different and not like other babies. My mom was against abortion, and so she decided to deliver Anna. On Anna's 3rd birthday, we were all busy with the party preparations. I was blowing balloons, and my father was putting them up on the walls. My mom was looking after Anna when my granny arrived. Mom got so excited when she saw Granny that in her rush to greet her, she ran down the stairs, forgetting she was carrying Anna. Then Mom slipped on the staircase and fell badly on the floor. Mom and Anna were both injured and immediately admitted to the hospital. My dad was a wreck, and Granny tried to console him. I just prayed to God to make the situation better. We all waited for the doctor outside the emergency room. He eventually came out and said that my mom and Anna were safe, but that Anna's abnormality put her in danger. The doctor informed my parents that they had to be very careful in how they raised Anna. Any further injury could result in her death or falling into a coma. Her senses and nerves had become weaker. From then on, everyone in the house was preoccupied with looking after Anna. My parents had no time to talk to me. Even though somehow I got space from them, Anna never kept quiet. I felt that everyone was forgetting me. There was a time when only one voice was heard. Chloe, 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 Chloe. But now, it was Anna, 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 Anna. She was the cherry of their cupcake now. Before, I got what I wanted without question. But now, my wishes had become an unnecessary demand and burden. All my friends had 3-wheel bikes they used to ride to the park. Whenever I visited the park with Granny, they teased me because I always came on foot, walking. My Granny was not financially stable, so my useless wants were difficult for her to fulfill. So I asked my parents for a 3-wheel bike, but as usual, the answer was a big fat no. I got upset. I stopped eating food. I stopped talking to everyone. Seeing me so upset, my mom and dad felt bad and decided to buy a 3-wheel bike for me the following month. But my bad luck persisted, and Anna went through mental trauma. She was not behaving normally, just kept on shaking and banging her head. And so she was admitted to the hospital again, and this time she was there for a fortnight, and my dad got a huge bill. As a result, buying a 3-wheel bike was not important anymore. Days passed by, and then it was my 10th birthday, and my parents refused any kind of party. I remembered my 5th birthday. I had wanted to celebrate it with family and friends at home, and my parents actually organized it. Anna was just a year old when my 5th birthday was celebrated. My birthday party was full of entertainment and acts. There was a magic show, dancing, juggling, even a comedy show. And that's not all. Because it was my 5th birthday, I received 5 gifts each from Mom, Dad, and Granny. What an amazing birthday it was. But after Anna's 3rd birthday tragedy, no celebration ever took place at home. And now, even my 10th birthday would be an ordinary day. I wanted my 10th birthday to be celebrated in a grand way, but my parents refused. I was very sad. I cried, I shouted, I started throwing tantrums, but as usual, my parents were more interested in their younger daughter, and they just scolded me. I had always resented Anna for stealing the happiness I had with my parents. But that day, I actually hated her. On the day of my birthday, unexpectedly, my parents didn't buy me a cake, nor did they give me a present. They didn't even wish me. I was red with anger and just left home without informing anyone. And surprisingly, my parents didn't bother calling me, nor did anyone wait for me or shout at me for coming home at such a late hour. I planned to move out for further studies. I went to Oxford, leaving everyone behind. My parents often called me. Sometimes I called them back, but we never met. On my 18th birthday, I saw my parents standing outside my university. I was happy to see them. But my happiness turned into sadness when I saw Anna with them, my so-called sister, who was 12 years old. They wished me and asked me to come home with them, but I couldn't make up my mind. Then Anna came and she insisted a lot. Although I hated her, I don't know why, I eventually agreed and went back home with them. All the way, I was silent. I had no words to say. No, that's not it. I just didn't want to say anything. Finally, we reached home, and as I came out of the car, I saw Granny. Granny welcomed me, wished me happy birthday, and we all went inside together. As I entered, I saw the house had been nicely decorated, and there were people there, including some of my school friends. I was clueless and trying to figure out what was happening, and then I heard a loud chorus, "Happy birthday!" Oh yes, that was a grand birthday party, thrown and all organized by my younger sister Anna. When I left home and went to Oxford, Anna always asked about me. When she was 11 years old, Granny told her the whole story. Though Anna was not normal and used to behave as a kid much younger than her actual age, she understood that I left home because of her, and because the grand party I had wanted so badly was never thrown. So with the help of Granny, she planned and organized a grand party to get me back. I feel like such a stupid girl for never trying to understand my parents' problems, and for not realizing that my sister needs me. I was so selfish, and I truly regret it. I apologized to my parents, and now we all live happily together. And I don't hate my sister anymore. I just love her and my parents. If you've also had experiences like this in the past, you can share it in the comments section below. Hit the like button if you like my story, and subscribe to this channel to watch more videos like this in the future.